What's up, guys? It's your girl Kaya Trades, and recently I bought a Topstep account so that I could pass a 50K account. You guys, I had a $1,400 trade last night during Asia session following my rules. So I'm going to break down that trade for you guys so you guys can see how I made $1,400 at 10:49 p.m. Let's go ahead and hop into this video. Alrighty guys, first things first, I want to write out my KT system on my board on my computer, because this is what I'm coming to the charts looking for. We're going to start off looking for the 1 hour trend, but I'm also going to put my daily note, which helps remind me that every time I come to the markets, patience and discipline are a requirement. Patience in waiting for my setup, discipline in following my setup to a T with perfection. Trading is all about performance. Again, I took this trade kind of around 10:49, 10:50, really like probably 10:30, I don't know, closer to 11 o'clock. So I'm going to make sure I write out our time around 23 hours. That's kind of where the setup happened. But let's make this a little bigger so you can see it. Perfect. But first things first, we have to identify our 1 hour trend. So let's pull out our path tool and see the market structure and create. So make the market structure clear. Okay, we have a bullish structure here. This high got broken and made a new high. This low never got broken and made a higher low. Same thing, the high got broken. This low never got broken. This high got broken, made a higher high. This low never got broken. But you guys, we get to this point and price no longer is breaking the highs. Let's see if it can start breaking lows. We do, in fact, get a low to be broken, and the high still remains unbroken, and we get a major drop to the downside. This low was broken. Let's see if price can continue that. Price came a little bit higher here, but it still is not this valid first break of structure. So we can anticipate price to maintain. If price does want to push a little bit higher, then we can look for a bullish bias, but currently I am having a bearish bias because of this major push to the downside. Let's go ahead and mark out our 1 hour low. This is our major 1 hour low, most recent low, and then this is the most recent high here. So we have a break of structure right here. Price came and made a new low under this low. Let's break it. Beautiful. And now we're going to take off that structure that helped us kind of see it a little clearer. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Kaya, look at this sweep right here. Look at price broke structure. And that is really cool. I would only change my bias to bulls if we can get another break of structure and start moving higher. But initially, this is my high that I'm looking to be broken for me to change my idea for bulls. All right, so we're going to get a little bit closer to the time that I took the trade. I don't want to go too far. And price is steadily moving down, guys. I'm not going to disregard this little break here, but I want to move down to the 5-minute and confirm if this might be a bearish structure for the 5-minute. On my 1 hour, I've deemed that I'm going to look for a bearish. Well, I identified bearish market structure. So on my 5-minute, the only thing I'm going to be looking for is bearish market structure. If we get bullish market structure, I don't care. It's not my business. I don't know whose business it is, but it ain't mine. So I'm waiting super duper patient. And the first thing I can see, we'll use our path tool to see it together. We have a high here, a low that was higher than this low, a high that was higher than this low, and price tried to come back, guys, but it was not able to come break this high. Okay, and now it's kind of keeping the same level as this low, still was not able to break this high. And what do we get on this next candle? I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see that. Okay, if I zoom in here, you can see that we were kind of chopping around, kind of hitting the same areas as price was coming lower, making bearish structure, which is what we want. And price comes down below the low here, guys. This is a sign for me to start looking for a trade to the downside. Price closed below this low right here. That is exactly what I'm coming to the charts and looking for bearish structure. Now, I'm only trading late at night because I did have our live weekly call for Q&As. If you want to trade with me, get access to the live weekly calls and live weekly back tests, as well as the live recordings for Monday through Friday's trading. Definitely click that link in the description. I also issue out homework for my students so they can become better traders. But you guys, once I got off that call, I checked the markets to see if there was anything. It was all chop while I was on that call. God just knew. God knew that this was coming for me. So I followed my rules. We have a bearish structure break right here. Most recent from current price, this low right here got broken. So now I'm going to write out my 5-minute supply zone. My supply zone is the most recent opposite color candle that created the push down. So if I zoom in a little bit more and we see that this candle was an engulfing candle that broke structure, the most recent opposite color, which is this bullish candle here, will now be my supply zone. So I'm going to write at, I think it's almost 10 o'clock. It might even be 9 o'clock. Let's see. All right, so this is right around that 9:55 time. So I'm going to go ahead and write yes at 9:55 p.m. We get the break of structure to the downside. So I have 3 more things that I'm looking for before I get into a trade. Well, 2 more things. So let's see if we can get a tap of this supply zone. Okay, not quite. Price is still pushing away. This is a good sign of bearish pressure coming into the markets. Let's see. All right, price is kind of making its way back. That's what I want to see. Let's see if we can get a tap. And boom, we got a tap of the zone. This happened at 10:10. Oh, I love that. It's been happening at 10:10 in the morning as well. So interesting that it happened at 10:10. So yes, at 10:10 p.m., market gave us a tap of the zone. The only thing I'm looking for now to get into a trade is a break of candle to the downside. I'm not looking for a trade almost immediately to my zone. I want some confirmation that price is willing to go in my direction. So I'm going to move my my entry to the low of this candle, because as soon as price breaks this candle, I want to be able to get into the trade and enter the trade. I have my stop loss here right above the candle that tapped the zone. And you guys, I'm looking for the 1 to 2. I think I took a little bit more than a 1 to 2 on this one. I don't remember, but I usually strive for the 1 to 2 and I don't really take more than. This account I'm trying to pass, still disciplined, but a little bit quicker so I can start trading that funded account. I have about $800 left on that. All right, let's see if we can get that break of candle for the entry to the downside. We do. We get entered into the trade around 10:15, so that next candle. So I'm going to write in my KT system, yes, at 10:15 p.m., we got a tap of a little break of candle to the downside. So now I'm going to measure out my 1 to 1 because you guys know I take off profits at 1 to 1. All right, so we got our profits to take off at 1 to 1, or we can just move our stop loss to break even. Let's see price try to come down to our 1 to 1 here. Okay. First profits taken off right here. Let's see if price can come down and give that to us. All right, it was so dadgum close. It takes a lot of patience, guys. It takes a lot of patience to trade. I'm waiting the whole 5 minutes. You gonna tell me you came this close to my TP1 and didn't give it to me? Come on, bro. So now I'm waiting. Now I'm in drawdown. Okay, I went even deeper in drawdown, guys. Price was looking like it went to stop me out. But I didn't do anything. I have patience. It's either going to hit my stop loss or it's going to hit my 1-to-1 take profits and then hit my 1-to-2. Simple. I'm not doing anything else. Let's see. Oh, God is good. We got our 1-to-1. We now have a risk-free trade. Stop loss is at break even. Took contracts off. Let's see if we can snag our 1-to-2. And beautifully, guys, market gave us what we wanted. Again, I think on this trade, in order to hit that 1400, I did let it run a little bit. I want to say it was like almost a 1-to-3. But price came down and smacked that as well. So typically I do shoot for the 1-to-1. This account I'm trading a little more aggressively. But we were able to smack our TPs. And you guys, it was beautiful price action, straight to the point, because we were in alignment with the 1-hour time frame. We had all these gaps right here that price wanted to rebalance the market. It made sense. It broke structure. Our 1 hour and our 5 minute were in alignment. Let's rewrite that bearish right there. And we followed our strategy to the T. Trading is about performance. How well can you perform your strategy without letting your emotions get in the way of you executing on your trade, or taking your trade off too early, or taking your stop? Like, just too much going on. We try our best not to complicate trading. That is exactly why we have our KT system on our charts every single day. So I hope you guys learned something from this, and I hope that this helps you understand that you can trust your strategy, and that it doesn't just work for one instrument. It doesn't just work for one time frame. It doesn't just work for one session. It doesn't just work for one session. It works, it works, it works. You just have to be disciplined enough to follow it and execute with precision. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to trade with me, go ahead and click that link in the description. I will see you guys in the next video.